Welcome to the Daily Stoic Dose. As usual, for providing best Stoic content, show some love. Please subscribe and share this channel for more. The moment most men lose without realizing it. There's a moment every man experiences but almost never talks about. It's late, the energy is quiet, she's close enough to feel her warmth. You know something could happen, you can feel it in the pauses. In the way she looks at you a second longer than necessary, in the silence that feels heavier than words, and yet nothing happens, not because she wasn't interested, not because you weren't attractive, but because you didn't know how to move without breaking the moment. Most men don't fail at intimacy because women reject them. They fail because they rush, hesitate, or try to ask for something that should never be asked for directly. And the truth most men never hear is this: women don't decide intimacy when you speak, they decide it when they feel. Tonight, you'll understand how that decision actually forms, quietly, subtly, and often without a single direct question ever being asked, why silence feels safer than action, and why it costs you. Modern dating has made men cautious. You don't want to come off aggressive, you don't want to look desperate, you don't want to ruin the vibe or make her uncomfortable, so you wait. You convince yourself she'll make the first move if she's interested. You tell yourself silence is respectful, but here's the uncomfortable truth: indecision creates distance, not because women dislike patience, but because they respond to direction, not uncertainty. Women are approached constantly, online, in public, through messages, attention, noise, so they develop emotional filters, not to block intimacy, but to block pressure, and the man who loses isn't the one who wants too much. It's the one who doesn't know how to lead the moment without forcing it. The Stoic principle behind attraction. Stoicism teaches one core rule: control yourself before attempting to influence anything else. This applies directly to intimacy. A man who is calm, grounded, and present creates safety without speaking. A man who is tense, outcome-focused, and impatient creates resistance without realizing it. Women don't respond to intention, they respond to energy alignment. If she feels you're chasing an outcome, her guard rises. If she feels you're fully present with her, her defenses soften. Intimacy doesn't begin with touch, it begins when she feels seen instead of evaluated. Section 1. Reading the moment without forcing it. Most men rush because they're focused on what they want. Strong men slow down because they're aware of what she feels. Reading the moment isn't about decoding tricks, it's about emotional intelligence. Watch her body, not her words. Is she staying close when she could move away? Does she find reasons to remain in the moment? Does she mirror your movements? Does she relax into silence instead of filling it? Women rarely announce desire verbally, they reveal it through comfort. Comfort is the green light most men ignore. If she's leaning in, if she's touching casually, if she maintains eye contact longer than normal, if she stays when the night could easily end, the moment is already moving forward. Your job is not to push it. Your job is to not interrupt it. Why silence is not awkward, it's powerful. Most men fear silence because silence exposes intention, but silence is where attraction breathes. When the conversation slows and she doesn't pull away, tension forms. When she holds eye contact during quiet moments, curiosity builds. When nothing is said, yet nothing ends, intimacy begins. A man who can remain calm in silence signals emotional control, and emotional control feels safe. Safety is seductive. Look at her just a second longer, say nothing, let her feel the pause. If she stays, the door is open. The difference between touching and leading: touch doesn't create intimacy, timing does. Light contact reveals permission, her response reveals readiness. A brief touch on the hand, a guiding hand on her back, a moment of closeness while laughing, then you release. If she stays close, you continue. If she pulls back, you slow down. No chasing, no apology, no explanation. Control is attractive, reaction is not. When a woman feels you're aware enough to adjust without ego, trust forms instantly. Section 2. Emotional safety, the real gatekeeper. Before desire deepens, a woman asks herself one question, unconsciously: do I feel emotionally safe here? Not physically safe. Emotionally safe, safe from judgment, safe from pressure, safe from being rushed into a decision. Men misunderstand safety, they think it means being overly polite or agreeable. It doesn't. Safety comes from stability, a calm voice, steady eye contact, no need to impress, no rush toward a result. When a woman senses she can say not yet without losing your interest, she relaxes. And relaxed women move closer, not away. How to create safety without killing attraction. Don't explain your intentions, don't sell your character, don't promise anything, just be present, ask questions that center her experience, not your desire. How does this place feel to you? Are you comfortable here? I like how relaxed you are right now. These aren't permission questions, they're emotional alignment checks, and when she says yes, even subtly, her mind gives itself permission to go deeper. Listening is a power move. Most men talk too much when nervous. Strong men let her speak, let her finish, let her tell her stories, let her express herself fully. Women open emotionally with men who don't rush or redirect the conversation. When she feels heard, attraction grows silently, and when attraction grows silently, rejection becomes unlikely. Section 3, The Art of Slow Tension. Intimacy isn't created by boldness, it's created by restraint. Tension is the space between action and anticipation. Speak slightly slower, move deliberately, hold eye contact just long enough to be felt, look at her eyes, then briefly at her lips, then back to her eyes, say nothing. Your calm intensity speaks for you. Touch that builds curiosity instead of pressure. Touch lightly, then remove it, rest your hand. Then pull back. Predictability kills desire, mystery feeds it. If she wants more, she'll close the distance, she'll touch you, she'll stay. A woman who stays close has already decided emotionally. Words that spark without asking, never ask for intimacy directly. Invite imagination instead. You're distracting me right now. You make it hard to stay composed. This moment feels dangerous in a good way. These statements do not demand, they suggest. Suggestion lets her mind lead, and her mind is where desire lives. End of part 1. The mental shift. Here's what most men never realize: you don't create intimacy by moving forward, you create it by not disrupting what's already forming. Control your pace, control your energy, control your need for certainty. When a woman feels calm, safe, and chosen, she doesn't need to be asked, she moves on her own. Part 2, From Tension to Investment, How She Starts Choosing You. By now, you understand something most men never learn: attraction doesn't grow when you push forward, it grows when you stay centered while the moment unfolds. Part 1 showed you how to read energy, create safety, and build slow tension. Now we go deeper, into the stage where attraction shifts from curiosity to emotional investment. This is the phase where she stops reacting to you, and starts choosing you. Section 4. Why feeling chosen changes everything. There's a silent fear many women carry into dating, even if they never admit it, the fear of being wanted, but not valued. Men often confuse desire with selection. They make women feel desired physically, but interchangeable emotionally, and women feel that difference immediately. To feel chosen means she senses that your interest isn't random, it's specific, intentional, focused on her. When a woman feels chosen, her defenses don't just lower, they dissolve. How men accidentally destroy this feeling. Most men overcompliment. They praise looks, they repeat what she's heard hundreds of times, they try to communicate attraction verbally, but attraction isn't proven by words, it's proven by attention quality. A woman doesn't want to feel like the best-looking option in the room, she wants to feel like the only one you're tuned into. The quiet signals that make her feel selected. Presence is selection. Put your phone away, turn your body toward her when she speaks, hold eye contact without rushing to respond. If others are around, stay engaged with her, without isolating her. This balance tells her something powerful: I'm here by choice, not by lack of options. That alone shifts her emotional posture. Compliments that actually land. Stop complimenting what everyone can see, notice what requires attention: the way she reacts before she speaks, the tone of her laugh, her confidence when she disagrees, her sarcasm, her emotional awareness. When you notice details, she feels seen, and when a woman feels seen, she stops protecting herself. Exclusivity without pressure. Intimacy grows when the moment feels private, even in public. Lean in slightly and speak low, say things meant only for her ears, create a shared space without announcing it. Privacy is intimacy's doorway. But here's the Stoic principle: never chase intimacy, allow it to recognize you. When she starts investing emotionally, here's the shift most men miss. You'll know it's working when she changes. She asks about your past. She wonders how you think. She probes your values. She wants to understand you. This isn't small talk. This is emotional positioning. A woman doesn't emotionally invest unless she's already attached to the direction of the moment. At this point, intimacy stops feeling risky to her. It feels logical. Section 5. Letting her move first without losing leadership. Here's the paradox. The strongest men don't initiate everything. But they also don't hesitate. They guide without pushing. Most men believe they must act first or nothing happens. That belief is why they get rejected. Because women don't reject men, they move toward. The art of creating space for her decision. Start small, touch briefly. Then remove your hand, lean in slowly, then pause. Create openings instead of conclusions. If she closes the distance, she's choosing. If she doesn't, you stay composed. Nothing damages attraction faster than reacting emotionally to hesitation. Calm acceptance is irresistible. The power of pulling back. This is where most men fail. When the moment heats up, they stay, they hold on, they cling to the feeling. Strong men pull back slightly, not cold, not distant, just enough to create space. If she wants more, she'll follow. If she doesn't, nothing is lost. Women pursue what feels slightly out of reach, but emotionally safe. The almost kiss technique. Lean in. Stop just before contact. Pause. If she stays, she's ready. If she moves closer, she's choosing. If she pulls back, you smile and continue the moment naturally. No embarrassment, no apology, no pressure. You just let her decide. And women respect men who let them choose. Verbal cues that invite without asking. Never ask, do you want to? Say things that acknowledge tension instead. You're making this difficult. This moment feels dangerous. You know exactly what you're doing. These statements place responsibility on shared energy, not action, and shared energy is safe when she finally acts. When she touches you, when she pulls you in, when she kisses first, don't react like you won something. Stay calm, move slowly, match her energy. Nothing kills desire faster than celebration. Stoic presence keeps her engaged. Section 6. The psychological safety of an exit. Here's a secret most men never learn. A woman moves forward faster when she knows she can stop at any time. Pressure creates resistance. Freedom creates desire. Your role is to make the moment feel optional. How to remove pressure without saying much. Never rush transitions. Don't immediately close doors. Don't make the moment feel final. Sit casually. Change topics. Let silence exist. You're signaling confidence by not controlling outcomes. Words that remove fear instantly. If you want to head out later, that's fine. We're not rushing anything. Let's just enjoy this. Said calmly, not defensively. These phrases don't stop intimacy, they unlock it. Why this works psychologically. When she realizes she has control, she relaxes. When she relaxes, tension remains without fear, and tension without fear becomes desire. End of part 2. The shift has happened. By now, the dynamic has changed. She's not deciding whether to trust you. She already does. She's not wondering if you're safe. She feels it. The only thing left is alignment, and that's where part 3 begins. Part 3, when the moment becomes her idea. At this stage, nothing needs to be forced. If you've moved correctly, the tension is already alive, the connection is already mutual, the trust is already established. Now the only mistake a man can make is trying to finish the moment instead of allowing it to complete itself. The strongest men don't push the final step, they step aside and let desire walk forward on its own. Section 7. The shift from wanting to owning. Here's the psychological truth most men never hear. A woman commits fully when she believes the desire came from her. Not because she was persuaded, not because she was asked, but because her emotions align naturally. This is why direct requests fail. They move the decision from feeling to thinking, and intimacy dies in thought. Your goal is not to ask, your goal is to let her feel herself choosing. How suggestion replaces request. Instead of asking questions, you speak observations. You're closer than you realize. You're not making it easy to behave. You feel different when you look at me like that. These statements don't demand action, they activate imagination, and imagination is where attraction deepens. Why pulling back at the peak works. When she leans in, you meet her slowly. When she kisses, you respond, then pause. That pause does something powerful. It shows restraint, it shows self-control, it shows that you're affected, but not consumed. Women crave the feeling of influencing a man without overpowering him. That pause makes her want to continue, reading her final signals. At this stage, her body speaks clearly, she stays close, she touches without excuse, she asks what you're thinking. She notices your reactions. These aren't random behaviors. They're subconscious confirmations. She's already said yes. Internally, all that's left is alignment, matching energy instead of leading it. Now is not the time to escalate suddenly. It's the time to match. If she touches your face, hold her hand there. If she moves closer, wrap your arms slowly. If she pauses, you pause. Mirroring creates safety. Safety allows desire to flow freely. Why calm wins in the final moment? Excitement can be felt, desperation can be felt faster. Your calm tells her, this moment isn't fragile. We're not rushing. There's no risk here. Calm turns attraction into trust, trust turns closeness into inevitability. Section 8, Why rejection doesn't happen here. Men fear rejection because they move before alignment. But when a woman initiates, even subtly, rejection disappears. Women don't reject what they've already chosen, they reject pressure, they reject uncertainty, they reject men who rush ahead of the moment. You've done none of that. The final psychological release, when she finally pulls you in, whether with a kiss, a touch, or a quiet invitation, you don't react, you don't celebrate, you don't speed up, you stay grounded. Because grounding is what made this possible. Why she remembers this moment. Women remember how a man made them feel, not the words, not the sequence, not the outcome. They remember feeling safe without boredom, desired without pressure, seen without judgment, chosen without being chased. That memory attaches her to you emotionally. The Stoic closing principle. Stoicism teaches us this. True power is the ability to remain composed when the outcome is already yours. You didn't take, you didn't ask, you didn't push, you created space, you maintained control, you allowed alignment, and alignment creates consent without conflict. Final message. If you understand this, you stop fearing no. Because you no longer move before the moment says yes, you become the man women feel safe choosing, not because you asked, but because the moment felt right. If this changed the way you see attraction, leave a comment with control. I read every one. And if you want more Stoic psychology on masculine presence, emotional mastery, and attraction without force, subscribe to the channel, because power isn't loud, it's calm.